I asked college coaches from around the country for the key things they look for to saying yes to giving an athlete a college scholarship. And here's what I found. Hey there, my name is Coach Jay. I'm a basketball development coach, and I'm so excited for this video because boy, does it contain some tea. I'm gonna give you 5 major keys that college coaches are looking for when they're recruiting athletes to play for their team. And obviously trusting them to give them a scholarship. Also, you should stay to the end because I'm gonna give one game-changing tip that I found through my personal research and just being a college athlete myself, what could really separate you from other high school athletes looking for that same college scholarship. And again, I chatted with these college coaches myself, so this is straight from their mouths, straight to my computer, typing up all of these tips to give to you. The first thing I want to say before getting started too is that you need to realize that just as much as you are taking a chance on these colleges and college coaches, they are doing the same for you. They are taking a risk on recruiting you and giving you that scholarship when there are thousands of other athletes trying to fight for that same spot. This is not to intimidate you or discourage you. This is actually to encourage you, knowing that you should take your recruiting seriously and do the little things to separate yourself. That way you can be seen by a college coach. Okay, enough rambling. Let's get to tip number 1. College coaches look for a competitor. Are you a basketball player that shuts down when adversity strikes you, or is that actually a motivator for you and you're going to respond in a positive way? This could be a bad call from a ref. Maybe you're missing shots. Maybe you had a terrible defensive possession and you let the offensive player get by you. How do you respond to adversity? How do you respond to mistakes? What is your mistake response? Along the same lines with coaches wanting a competitor, they want an athlete that brings energy to practice and the game. So when you're on the court, on the bench, this is crucial to also bringing your team together in adversity. You are an athlete that is always striving to get better. Again, whether this is in the weight room, this is practice, this is a game. You are always competing, you are always trying to get better, and you're also always trying to bring energy to whatever situation that you're in. Tip number 2 is that college coaches look for great teammates. Are you a selfish player and only look out for yourself, my stats, my points, my assists, my minutes? Are you a teammate that always brings drama and chaos? Or are you a team first mentality? You are the first one to pick your teammate up after they get a charge. You are always there when maybe they miss a layup and you're the first one to encourage them, give them a high five, words of life. Are you a teammate that takes the blame even when it's not your fault? For example, maybe you made a really great pass and you and your teammate just didn't connect. You take the blame first instead of getting mad at them for not catching the ball or cutting at the right time. I'm telling you, when you put your pride aside, it makes your playing experience so much better and your team's playing experience so much better. And it's really hard to do, but I'm telling you from experience, this is something that I did as a player. It really, really takes out the nonsense and allows you to focus on team first, getting the win, the positive energy and atmosphere, the championship atmosphere that your team needs. This is crucial for coaches when they look for who to recruit because college basketball is a grind. It is a long season. You're gonna have days where you don't wanna be in the gym because you're tired, you're sore, you're hurt, whatever. But if you can step aside yourself and be that teammate, that player that brings everyone together, I promise you, it is so valuable. You will be a valuable asset besides the stats you put in the stat sheet. Tip number 3 is that college coaches look for a basketball player that can score the ball. Specifically, can shoot the ball. The way the game is going now is you just gotta be a shooter. And the thing is, if you're not, you gotta be really good in another area, whether that's you're a dominant defender or maybe you're a playmaker and you are very trusted without getting turnovers. Whether you like this one or not, it is just the way that the game is going. So to be able to win, we have to put the ball through the hoop. So if you can't score, that might hurt you in your recruiting process. So make sure to find that thing that you're really good at if it's not scoring and just be dominant. Tip number 4 is that college coaches look for basketball players that are coachable. I can say from experience, me coaching, that this is something I look for in athletes as well. If you are not coachable, you're a headache. Not to be mean, but that's just what it is. Are you a basketball player that thinks you have it all right, all together, all the time? Or are you gonna put your pride aside and listen to your coach even if you don't agree? You have to understand that your coach has a system that he or she is running. So when they are looking for basketball players or athletes to recruit, they're looking for specific athletes that are going to fit into the system that they are running. So if you are not willing to be coachable to fit in that system, you might as well not either A, go for that team, or B, not playing college at all, because that is just how it is. When you aren't coachable, you actually hurt your team, because when you aren't coachable, you're being prideful and you're not benefiting the team in any type of way. You're adopting a very selfish, it's all about me attitude, and then you start to lose respect and trust from your teammates. But when you are a team first player, all of a sudden your teammates want to champion you, they want to rally with you, they want to encourage you and be around you. Again, basketball is a team sport, so if you do not have team chemistry, at least on the court, or team respect, it really does damage your chance to having a good season or potentially winning a championship. So if a college coach goes to watch you play and they see that you don't respond to your coach well or your teammates well or criticism well, honestly, they're probably gonna walk out the door or walk to the gym or to the court next to them to find a player that is coachable. This is crucial. And tip 5, college coaches look for the basketball players that do the little things. Do you dive on the floor for the loose balls? Are you early for practice? Do you help your teammates up? Do you pick up the trash? Do you stay late? Do you work hard in the classroom? Believe it or not, professors talk to coaches. And if you are a not so great student in the sense of respect, they will let your college coaches know immediately. Trust me, they will. One thing you might not think about too is that college coaches look for the athletes that have good reputation or have respect for the team's reputation. If you are someone that they cannot trust outside the basketball court, they are not going to recruit you, they are not going to give you that scholarship, they are not going to take a chance on you, because then that reflects them and their decision. I know for me, like if I heard of an athlete that was getting in trouble all the time, that teachers did not respect, that their teammates did not respect, I don't care how good you are, I am not recruiting you, because then that's actually going to cause more chaos on the team than anything good. Please take these tips to heart. I know some of them might be hard to digest, but if there is one that kind of sat with you and you didn't really like that well, I would actually encourage you to look inward and see, maybe that's me. Maybe I'm leading with a little bit of pride. Maybe I'm not being the best teammate. Maybe I'm not being that coachable. And this is an encouragement to you to go out and work on those things, because you can 100% become a coachable player, a good teammate, and someone who brings energy to the court. Those are skills that you can learn, grow, and it can become a habit. Which now brings me to the game-changing tip that I want to share with all of you, and that is to build relationship with the coach. Look, this is extremely important. You have to communicate. There are thousands of athletes that are trying to get your scholarship just as much, if not more than you. So if you want to sit back and say, oh, coaches have to find me, newsflash, unless you're in like the top 1% of high school athletes, you will be looked over. A coach wants someone who is invested in their program. So if you are an athlete that cares about communicating with the coach, cares about keeping track with their record, cares about letting them know your game schedule and how season is going, and just communicating with them on a human level, I'm telling you, their eyes will be on you. Another great way to do this is, especially if you're a younger athlete or a parent who has a younger athlete watching this now, is if there are certain colleges that you or your kid have interest in going to, look for their camps. If you show up to those camps every year, communicate with the coaches, you start to build relationship and you are a known face. I've actually known many athletes that have done this and ended up getting a scholarship spot on a team simply because of communication with their coach, and their coach cared about them. And obviously they were a good player to back it up, right? But the coaches wanted to maybe go to this player first because they had a relationship with them, they trusted them, they liked them as a person, and said, you know what, I want you a part of my team and I don't want anyone else to have you. There you have it. There are 5 key points to earning a college scholarship and getting on a college coach's radar straight from college coach's mouth. If you truly want to play in college, I really challenge you to take these things to heart and start working on them. Start seeing where you need to get better at, where you can maybe put a little bit of extra time in, where you can do the little things a little bit better and actually see the results happen to potentially getting a college scholarship. So my last question to you is, what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do after this video to get better, to get that college scholarship, and really try to take hold of the dream that you have? I also wanna leave this little bit of encouragement to you as well, that college athletics is a grind. So if you truly do not love the sport, you kind of struggle putting time into it, I suggest that you do not try to play in college, or you play somewhere that has not as much commitment. And I don't say that as a negative thing or a mean thing. I say that from an experience where I didn't have the best experience when I played in college. I didn't take certain things to heart. And if you want a video on ways to actually choose a college in the right way, let me know. I would love to say that and have you learn from my many mistakes. But please don't feel like if you don't want to play in college, you have to, because it is a lot of work, it is a grind, and it does take up a majority of your life. So if it's something you don't want to do, don't do it. But if this is something that is like, I want to be a college athlete and potentially make the pros, I hope this video helps you. If there's any other questions you have with college recruiting, how to talk to coaches, how to pick your favorite university to go to, please leave that in the comments below. I would love to help you out and just help you with any sort of resources that I can. Make sure to also follow me at Coach J Taft on Instagram and TikTok, because I have a lot of also mini series and training videos and all that good stuff there to help you out in this crazy journey of athletics. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you next week.